Thank you so much, Dan, honestly. And, you
Of
know,
course.
I think I've known you now for more than a decade. And along with your family and your music, you've always cared so much about giving back. And now you've got this amazing partnership with Omaze to support your charity, the Tyler Robinson Foundation. Can you tell everybody about that?
Yeah, of course. The Tyler Robinson Foundation is a foundation we started a few years back that helps families who have a child with pediatric cancer. And it kind of swoops in and lifts them up. It gives them financial aid, a financial planner to kind of put their life together, and pays for all the unforeseen costs that come with having a child who has cancer. We've watched it just change lives, save lives for years now, and we're super excited. We partnered up with Omaze, who've done a lot of other great campaigns for great causes. And what we're doing is the winner who enters the Omaze contest gets to win an Xbox and then also go on a zero gravity flight with me and Wayne, who's the guitarist from the band. And it's all for a great cause, obviously. So we're really excited about it.
I mean, literally during these, challenging times, you have to come up with out of this world ideas just to help support these charities. And you guys certainly have done that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And honestly, really what is going on in the world right now is quite overwhelming for a lot of people. There's a lot of heaviness. And so I think to have, little splashes of joy and upliftingness and good things happening in charity and zero gravity rides like these, it's great. It's good to have a little bit of focus on that at times to kind of like, help you refocus, to be able to have the energy to put it in on the other parts of life. So I'm really excited about it. Also, Master Chief from Halo, I think, is coming up in the air as well. I don't even know what that's going to look like, but
It just sounds cool to me.
yeah.
And I love it that, fans, they get this chance to connect with you and the band, but also give back to your charity, TRF, which is so important. The fans have been, globally so supportive from the beginning with this cause.
Oh, there are fans from young ages to old ages who have put on their own, like done their own little fundraisers to raise money for TRF for years, raised tens of thousands, like 12-year-old who did a cupcake sale. Like it's really been incredible throughout the years to see people kind of come together for the cause, for TRF. And I got to say that as we meet with these families, there is nothing more devastating than having a child, this 8-year-old who has cancer. Nobody should have to experience that. So to know that your money is going to that great cause, and that also maybe we get to go up in the air and have a good time together, it's a win-win.
Well, I think it's so important. You yourself been such an advocate for, talking about mental health, taking the stigma out of that. So many people right now are struggling, but when things are out of our control like they are, I think when you can focus on things that are positive and productive, like giving back to a charity like TRF, that at least keeps your oar rowing. You know what I mean? At least it keeps you going. I can't control all of this around me, but I can control these things. And I think that's why it's so important to, stay focused on what we can do to give back.
I totally agree. I think, life is what you focus on. And it's important to take time to reflect, but it's also really important sometimes to just be active in your community and look outside yourself. For me, I've been really vocal for many years about struggling with depression and anxiety, and I have a therapist that's amazing. But one of the things we talk about quite often is always looking for ways to look outside of yourself. And also going back to what we were saying before, which is what you focus on is what your life is. What you choose to see is what it is. So when you choose to spend some time, looking at spending your time helping in charities and things like that, it makes a big difference. It really does.
Absolutely. And, obviously one silver lining from this crazy year has been forcing us all to slow down and, kind of take stock of our lives and spend more time with family, which I know has been a joy for you. And although I know fans out there can't wait to see you back on stage, hopefully it'll happen next year. But in the meantime, I know you guys have had a little time to go back in the studio and make some new music. So we need some good news right now. What can you tell fans about what they soon will see from you guys or hear?
I can't say much or else the guys would kill me, but I will tell you we have been writing a lot of music over the last couple of years. This has been a long break for us, actually. We've been in a studio together. We've been quarantined together. And it's going to yield something very different for us, as I'm sure all artists are experiencing right now. When you're creating art and life is different, then it's going to sound different. So it's exciting for me. I'm anxious to share it. I'm actually anxious to get back on a stage. I didn't feel like that for a while. I think I burned myself out pretty good for 10 years, kind of But now I feel like when I get back on that stage, it's going to be a really special experience. There's so many things we all took for granted, and you know, working through COVID has really opened up our eyes to, I think, appreciate things more. People are going to appreciate a hug. People are going to appreciate, you know, an arm around the shoulder, a handshake, those things that we can't do right now that will become available eventually. We're gonna appreciate, and music is the same. So we do have something that will be coming in the near future, but that's all I can say.
Well, I think just hearing that would be news, great news to fans' ears and something they can look forward to, certainly with 2021, hopefully being a much better year for all of us. Let's pray. And I have to ask you a silly question. I've been doing a lot of interviews lately with Netflix and all the different movies and streaming. Is there any one movie or show that you've gotten, a fan of this year, or that you binge watched, or?
I just watched the Queen's Gambit, and I really that was fantastic. My brother growing up was the state champion chess player of Nevada, and so we watched it together, and it was exciting. It made us want to pick up a chessboard and get back. And you know, growing up, my dad taught me how to play chess, and so I just have a lot of good memories with that. So watching it was just really nostalgic and just fantastic. Everyone involved with that show just did a fantastic job.
A great production. But honestly, Dan, thank you again so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I know that we all appreciate what you're doing. You use your position and your platform for so much positivity, not just this charity, but so many others. And, I know fans see that, they love it, and it's very inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you for always shining a light on this. And you've been such an advocate of TRF for so many years. So you've just done so much. So thank you, Rach. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. And tell Asia and your kids, give them lots of love, and keep those happy posts coming. We appreciate that.
I will.
Thanks again so much for your time. Right. Second time's a charm.
Yeah, right. All right.